Hello again, everybody. Harry Boxer, the technical trader at detectrader.com. It's Tuesday night, April the 19th. These are the charts of the day. Well, it was a really weird day on Wall Street with the NASDAQ Generals week, and particularly Netflix. They started down early while the S&P was going up. It was a really incredible divergence. Then they both slipped midday sharply, but recovered nicely. Finished mixed on the day. And as one of my buddies who called me tonight saying, "What do you think? The market going lower?" I said, look, there's a pullback doing this. Market is way extended, but the bottom line is, with so many stocks running, not just the metals, but a lot of stocks running and breaking out and things of that nature, you can't get too bearish just yet. So I'll play the long side until I see the market needs to be played on the downside, and that may be coming. But for now, let's take a look at some of the gold, silvers, oils, etc. today. AG. First of all, I've been talking about for years how much I like First Majestic and EXK Endeavor as junior silver stocks. And I was shocked to see them come all the way down from the mid-20s to 2 and change. Yes, losing 90% of the value. And in January, you could have bought this stock for 240. Here it is, almost 10, 993 high today. Practically quadrupling just since January. So with 1, 2, 3, 4, and a fifth wave up with what we call an exhaustion gap today, I just think even though we may extend a little bit, this is the topping territory potentially, and we got to be really careful in here. Now, yes, it was a $25 stock, and it may run up to this zone here, but I think at some point we need a retracement pullback, and it may take us back down to the 7-8 zone down here. So be careful on anything metals in this point. Some more metals to take a quick look at include Freeport, which is more copper, and you can see how that's run from 3 and change to 12 and change, and is up nearing a $14 range where we're going to get very, very key overhead resistance, not only at major declining tops line, but lateral price resistance. So I would also be careful. Now, there may be momentum plays in the next day or two until this thing rolls over, but for now, I would be being very, very careful. And this was, by the way, a breakout today, and 63 million shares, so you may see that extend before it does roll back. Some of the ETFs for gold, for example, GDXJ, look at this. It's gone from 1680, something like that. What was the low on that? 1687 to 35 today, and that's more than doubled just in January. Now, looking at the long-term resistance in that zone, going back a while, is a big band of resistance here at prior lows. So this could be an area that could find the GDXJ, even though there's maybe some quick follow-through momentum. In the next day or two, we should see some kind of pullback consolidation beginning, in my opinion. We'll see. JNUG, fantastic today. Up to 140 at one time, up 27, close up 24.92, 22%. Also, the prior high from May of last year came in right there at 138. So we reached that area right there where there could very easily have been gone from 20 to 140 sevenfold just since January. Even though it is a triple bull, I understand that, but this looks to me like this leg could be close to completion if that is the angle of ascent. Another look is Nugget, very similar, lateral resistance up here, and having gone from 17 to 90, we should certainly see some kind of consolidation. And again, there may be a day or two more on the upside, but I would be really careful about any major reversals on those. Speaking of silver, Pan American Silver's had a run from 545 to 14, tripled, nearly tripled. And you can see resistance up in that zone up here. Should cause some sort of pullback. Along with Silver Wheaton, you can see how that one has gone up. Now that isn't as strong because it had some recent bad earnings report, and you can see how it came down here. It did recover, but it's only at the prior high, so this is lagging. I wanted to point that out. Now, one of our swing trades, TMST, which is a steel company, broke out, jumped $1.94, 18% today in one day, and there may be some short covering. There's some resistance right here from the November high at about 13. Next high, if we do get any follow-through, 15.25, but at that point, you may start to see some pullback consolidation as well. Even gas, along with the metals and golds, had a big day today. Take a look at UGAS. For the first time in a long, long time, the stock appears to have broken out of a base today on a huge volume. Let me take out some noise here. And you can see the big breakaway gap above the 50 through resistance and closing right. That's the highest close we've had in this stock since February when it was coming down hard. I could see this reversal. If it gets through the declining tops line, we're right there. literally on it here. Any move up here could spike this to 32.33. So watch this for follow through tomorrow. Could be interesting. In the USLV, silver ETF had a big spike up too, but that's at resistance, and I'd like to see it pull back. But again, momentum could take this one as high as 18.575. Now moving back to some of the other stocks, CBK, Christopher and Banks, over the weekend I indicated to you like the base breakout of the falling wedge. Well, yesterday it popped and today it followed through and retested the spike high of 294. Today's high 292, closing at 285. If we punch through here, the next swing target is 4 in this one. Pretty intriguing look. Kimura is one of our swing trades, doing great. Broke out 2 days ago and extended nicely, 88 cents or almost 11% today at 5.3 million. That's the biggest volume in a couple of months. So I'm looking for 10 and then 12.5 if we continue this rally. Another swing trade doing well is CENX, which broke out of the falling wedge. Popped, formed the flag underneath resistance. Today it broke out, trading 5.9 million shares and jumping $1.06 or 14.3%. Significant day, I think, on this one. Now the March high comes in around 894. If we get through that, I'm looking for 10, 12.5, and 14.5 eventually. Mr. Metal stock, CLF, broke out of the wedge a week ago, ran up and flagged for a couple of days, and it's been following through this week with good, strong OBV, but right at resistance in this zone. It may very well follow through and reach the 5.5, 3/4 zone short term, maybe even as high as 6, 6.5. 6.5 days to cover on that one. Swing trade EBIX doing great since it broke out 2 days ago, stalled yesterday, and today exploded for another 213, 4.7%. At the top of the short range channel, but the long term channel says 68. 23 days to cover. The shorts are on the run. Now a couple of Chinese stocks, EDU, I believe it's Chinese. That's New Oriental. Yeah, what was my first clue? New Oriental EDU and Tech. Broke out of a nice consolidation zone today with a pop of 328 or 9%. I think this thing's headed for 47, 49, 50, who knows where, but could be 7 to 10 points more the way this looks. Another one in that group is XRX, another educational stock that is making new highs here, jumping 371 or 6.75% today. There's 6.3 days to cover. This could very well start to spike and reach up into the mid to high 60s. Oil stock ERX, an ETF, which we gave you as a swing back in here, has moved up nicely. Today's action actually took out the declining tops line, it looks like, and it was up 163 or 6%. We'll see if there's any follow through. My next resistance is about 30. Golar LNG and shipping ports. Looks like a base has been completed. Today it popped on 3.3 million, 228 or almost 12%, and maybe breaking out here. Watch for a move to 25 3/4, another 3 or 4 points from here. Joy acting great, another follow through resistance today. Takes this one up through that resistance zone, and maybe to fill this gap right about there, or test the top of the channel near 23, 3.5. LXK, not looking like much, but after hours it was acquired for 40.5 by Apex Technology. That swing trade is completed, having gone up about 18% in just 5 days. Congrats, tech traders, if you took that trade. And RPRX, after exploding and pulling back, has recovered right back to the high. Watch this one tomorrow. If it gets to 345.50, we can see $6 in a flash. My first target, however, is up around 5. So 5 and 6 targets on that. Swing trade Silica broke out of its base today with a pop of $1.28 or 5.3%. And with 5.2 days to cover it, I think this extends to near the 29.30 zone. Nice base breakout and moving nicely. Oil stock TRGP and a swing trade. It's clean breakout today, jumping 372 or 11% on 4.4 million. Looks to me like this one could be headed at least for the 41.5 to 44 zone up here. That's what I'm looking for. And that's it for tonight, folks. Some really intriguing stocks to look at. It's a hell of a market, but it's very, very volatile. You got to be very careful. Just make sure that anything I give you, swing trade or day trade wise, you adhere to my stops. HB out. Have a good evening.